quick tap on yours.
Oh, thanks.
Yep, you got it. So, Eliza and Charles had a son named Charles. They had a nephew named Charles. That's 3 different Chucks in case you weren't paying attention. That's why we look for those secondary clues. I need to know, in case somebody hears the name Charles, which one it is by a secondary clue based on what you guys are hearing, so I know how to address them. You got the point. The son and the nephew were signers of the Constitution for South Carolina. Big deal for South Carolina, but I hate politics more than all of you combined. We're going to move on. If I don't give the gentlemen their recognition for signing the Constitution, they will do it for me in a nasty manner from a spirit box. I try not to piss them off. You get the point. Now, we're going to be talking about Eliza. Eliza married Charles at a young age according to today's standards. I say it slowly because if you're going to ask her how old she was, do not expect numbers from the colonial days that she came from when young ladies got married at the ages of 12 and 14. Think of today's standards because the husband was over double her age when they married. It was creepy then, it's creepy now. I'm giving you guys some subtle clues here. Anyway, she married him because her father was over in England, where her family's from, and father thinks he's dying. He's trying to bring all of his kids home one last time so he can see them. Eliza didn't believe he was dying, so she stayed put right here, got married. It's 1744. You don't get married in that particular year to get a green card. We are not a country yet. So this is a true love story, everybody. There is nothing horrific about this location. If anything, this is a place of respect. So when we're out and about, again, nothing horrific has happened here. It's all about who she is and what she's done. Moving on. She was correct. Dad did not die right away, and instead he started sending her gifts from England to where you're standing. One of those gifts happens to be the plant seeds of indigo. That's a plant that makes blue dye that makes your blue jeans blue. Only one person wearing it tonight. So good job on you, Tyler. As that's how we use it today. When Eliza got her indigo, she didn't know what to do with it. She had to learn from her servants and slaves how to keep it going. It's not always hot here. Then she learned how to make the dye, moved it to a cash crop, got a hold of Dad and told him that the rice plantations were going downhill. They were going to make a killing with the indigo. And now we have an international businesswoman during colonial times. Something absolutely unheard of. Now, that's the boring business stuff of Eliza. Let's get into the weird shit, because that's why you guys are all here. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to assign focus questions to every person with a communication device. Keep in mind, there's 3 cameras, my voice recorder, and a number of communication devices. If Bella's asking a question, the answer might go to anybody else with a communication device. That's why you guys are going to tell me all the silly things that you're hearing or seeing on your devices. You don't know what the other people are asking. So, Micah, we'll start off with yours. Your focus questions are going to be on the mansion, so it's obviously not here anymore. Your device only gives us like 1 to 2 syllables at a time. Ask what happened to it. If we get the what, we often get 2 or 3 numbers from the exact date of when that tragedy occurred. They're very specific numbers, so just kind of keep that in mind. Of course, if you hear anything else, let me know what those anything else's are. Next communication device. So Bella and Tyler, you guys actually have the same device. You're going to have the same set of questions. So you guys are going to be asking Eliza about her death. She's pretty open about talking about it, and the 4 major things that we get answers to: how she died, how old she was when she died, where she's buried, what president was a pallbearer at her funeral. So pallbearers are the people that carry the casket to the gravesite. So it was an honor for a president to be able to do that. So those are 4 majors. If you ask anything else on your own, be respectful, no yes, no questions. That's kind of the montage behind that. Next communication device is actually going to work in tandem. So Britton and Rebecca, the 2 of you, your device, you're going to be looking for Eliza's maiden name that starts with the letter L. The reason why is there's 2 Eliza wives with a maiden name that start with the letter L. That way we know which one we're dealing with. And the one I just told you about is the second wife. He married her 5 months after the first one died. So jerk move, smart move, depending on how you look at it. So take it for what it's worth. And then, of course, you're going to be looking for ELP in that order, no scramble of it. So we want those letters in that order. But if you get a word that's spelled out, please let me know what they are. Because, again, I'm just having you have a focus on something, but anything can pop up. We never know. So ELP is going to be your major focus. I'm going to keep Britton behind with me. Have anybody heard anything, seen anything on your numbers? Like, what do we got going on before I spread you guys out? Wow. Okay. I know I talk fast, but I figured with the age group that we have here tonight, let me get through the history pieces really quick. You guys can get to work and have fun with the devices. So we have, what do we got? 4 cars left in here. Just stay away from the 4 cars that we have. Don't even go near them. I'll do a couple of round robins. If somebody's coming your way, especially if you have a camera, just go in the opposite direction. They're going to look at you like, what the hell are you doing filming my car? So let's spread out. I'm going to keep Britton with me, and you guys all spread out. I'll be with everybody shortly. Cool. Graham, get unmuted. Micah's like, I want to get to work and hit my button. And it usually takes a second or 2 to warm up. So if you tap it and it doesn't start right away, that's enough. So
such a beautiful place. I wonder what happened.
If you're willing to communicate, I'm more than willing to listen. Seen anything? Any dark spots? Beautiful woods. I should compliment you.
Yes, that's insulting. So sensitive. You're so sensitive, even to ghosts.
Well, you don't upset ghosts. You just simply ask them if they'd like to communicate with you.
Gotcha.
If they want to, they will. If they don't, they don't want to. You hear what he said? Did you hear that?
What?
Hello? I said, it's nice to ask if they want to say something, they will, and he said hello.
Alright, so have we heard anything on there yet?
No.
It's not an easy job.
No.
So sometimes it takes 10, 30, 45 minutes before you hear anything.
Yeah.
So that's, again, try to stick together. So again, I'm not expecting like all the things that all the other girls are going to be hearing.
Sure.
So if you miss something on there, even like during this conversation, we caught something last night from a conversation I had, the person using it, and luckily the person with the camera was nearby, so I was able to tell them like where to go find it.
Cool.
So not to mention my voice recorder is running right now too. So, but when I'm not with you, obviously you have the camera. That's the beauty of it. But again, with your particular, that's why I always pair this up with one of the cameras that has better audio, which is that particular one. Now with your camera, Crystal, just so you know, it is super small. I send all videos to YouTube so I can watch them on a computer, and you guys can watch them on your TV. If I don't follow up as much with the camera, as much as I do say the communication devices, I'm not ignoring you. It's just like I'm waiting for the footage after the math. Again, the screen is small. So whose idea was this out of the two of you? Did I ask you that already? I don't think she's like, yep, it's all the time. So, yeah, I could tell by some of the horrific faces that she gave me over there, like, oh my god. I see kind of like that lip curl. I'm oh my god, what did
I'm going, do you know how
If I
this
see
is?
a
She's like,
ghost,
no, and I'm like,
I'm taking off.
We're not going anywhere dark tonight, if that makes sense. Okay, so this is
all
family
good.
friendly.
It's all
Obviously, I
good.
have teenage girls here. So again, I get little guys on this tour, so I see it all the time. It's just a matter, again, there are places around Charleston I won't take you. Like, we're not going to those places, obviously, because I won't take people there. So there are those places. We're just not going to hit them tonight. If anything, you're going to have some fun with some different equipment. We're going to experiment with a few things. And you guys are going to be part of two major experiments because of what you're using right now and something you'll see once we get there. By the way, what's your relationship, just so I don't get people...
Married.
Okay, I never know. What do I know? Could be cousins for all I know.
Yeah.
Drag your
we're
cousin here.
Tennessee, so that may be. No, I'm sorry. I'm
Wow,
sorry.
that's bad.
That's bad.
All right, let me follow up with another batch over here. Keep listening.
We're not related at all.
I had to throw that in there. Fascinating to know, actually. Pretty big car.
Very nice.
Is there something about the house that you like to build? Yes. I'm creeped out. There's no reason
Not
to be
at all.
creeped out, is there?
They're nice ghosts. That's cool. It's those poltergeists that I'm here for. It's the poltergeists out here. I like nice ghosts. I like nice human beings and nice animals. I like everything nice.
Imagine a huge house here. So many years ago.
Nice. It's a pretty good location.
Yeah. In fact, it's from the waterfront here, aren't we?
I got ashes.
This used to be a house, huh? And now it's a parking lot.
Now it's a park.
What a waste of space.
No kidding. Can't even imagine it. To be quite sad to think that our home became a parking lot one day.
It would be.
We're very
We'd be dead though, so.
But maybe still be around.
Here.
We might care. That's the thing.
It'd be cool to hang out in the parking lot.
Huh?
Kind of cool to hang out in the parking lot. I mean, if you didn't get hot or cold or anything, or worried about the rain. It's fine. No orbs. No orbs so far.
Check the window.
Any cold? No.
What about right over here where didn't she say the swimming pool is becoming black?
Poor Sherbets. But their bosses were nice.
I guess like right here was the swimming pool, as she said. Garden.
Sounds like music. It's gonna catch an AM/FM radio.
It is an AM radio.
Oh,
That's what it's doing. It's toggling between the two.
I guess it's gonna catch it, huh? Wonder what everybody's catching. Let's see what we got.
Indigo. That's interesting. So did they use indigo to cash crop then?
That was a big cash crop here in South Carolina. Yes.
Fascinating.
The trash can.
Well, that is the sad part. The parking lot's not bad. In fact, you have a trash can. It'd be cool.
And hello. What's your name? What were the people that go to? Eliza? Hello, Eliza. Hello, Eliza. We'd like to say hello. Oh my goodness, how can she sleep with all these sirens? That'd be very peaceful.
Was it? It was Eliza. That's what I couldn't say it. It was Eliza, wasn't it?
It was totally
What's her
Eliza.
name?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was.
I just saw a bug. I don't think that was an orb though. I'm pretty sure it was a moth.
Moth. Or yeah, 300 years doesn't sound like that much, really, when you think about it. And how much
Sounds like
has
a lot
changed
to
in
me.
300 years. But this place has seen it all, too.
What, 15 years is the generation?
25.
25. A lot of generations.
20 or 25.
Eliza lived a lot of generations away.
It's not like a ghost just pops in front of you.
Hmm.
It's not like a ghost just pops in front of you.
Well, I didn't think so. I'd have to find her.
They have a hard time communicating. Can't kiss things like this.
Whiskey kept coming on.
Probably
Problem I have tonight. They're watching
They
CNN.
kept saying,
be pretty cool if they did.
I want to follow Jesus.
Let's try to put this somewhere else.
All right, let's rein it all in. Come on, guys, let's go to the back. You got anything crazy coming up on the camera?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Anything
I
heard?
mean, I guess not.
June 18th.
All right, cameras, by all means, hit that stop button. Give your hands a break. Put down, Kira. Yeah, just put your camera right in between the bars. Hold it still. We're going to be here for probably about 5 to 7 minutes or so to kind of see what we got. Micah, you can go ahead and get unmuted if you're not already. And let's just pay attention to our spirit box and see what we got going on. That's Jackie. She's very friendly.
We noticed. Yeah.
She's very friendly. She belongs to the Circular Church. You're next to the church. And you're in the home. But normally you guys won't start hearing those things in detail until we get close. It is our tallest speaker.
In the parking lot, I heard terminology.
We got a couple of those. So you were asking me about names. Was there something specific? Was that the title of the story?
Just that. It was just the first thing. Most of them are words.
Oh, by the way, let me point out where the grave is at so you guys know where you're pointing. You guys see the cross in the back? So her grave is just beyond that, one more row, just slightly to the left. So that's kind of the focus that we're going to be looking at. Obviously, you're picking up on the headstone directly in front of you, so that's perfectly fine. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. But yeah, Mandy, if you're taking pictures, just expect a lot of light flare coming off of that side, just because of that light up to.
You said they did that on purpose?
Yeah, the sign that I told you about is they don't want us doing this, but every ghost tour ends their night here, just because they have something to show.
Yeah.
So it was another reason why I decided to stay away from it for so long.
Sorry.
And I said, who heard what?
I heard hi.
Probably not Tracy.
Well, it was Taylor Swift, so I'm singing it. It's me, hi.
Do I look like a Swiftie? Like I know what the hell you're talking about? Oh, the anniversary of this, by the way, is on June 16th, so we're only 2 nights away. So we've been coming here for the past week and a half since they pretty much stopped all tours from investigating over there, or going through there at all. Well, hot damn, I better come up with something else. This is another story nearby. But yeah, this is an interesting one. It's just an experiment to see if I can get anything, and I'll probably end up going to TikTok Live in the morning of June 16th, like after my tour on the 15th, tomorrow night. I'll probably finish their data and then come over here and run that camera for about an hour and just go to TikTok Live and like tell the story of like what happened here and that kind of thing. So again, I thought it would be an interesting piece. Bella, you getting anything over there?
I got classical music. No words.
No words. Okay. Micah, anything? Damn it, dude. Again, that spirit box, like when it's on, it is on, and when it's off, like it is off. So unfortunately, it seems like we are on one of our off nights.
Tell me for the money.
Oh, we did get a 9 over here the other day, but we haven't been able to recreate it. And it was actually right basically where Mike was standing. So we haven't been able to recreate it. It just happened that one night. It just out of the blue, it went up to like 9.2. So it's kind of like, okay, that's interesting. Britton, anything going on with your box over there? Nothing?
Family.
Emily?
Family.
Family. You guys probably will not hear the father's name. Like that is not something. It would probably have to be spelled out or come through on Micah's device. The father's name was Gaston. So it's definitely not going to hear the father's name over here. Kristen, you want to have a job with me later. You're pretty steady. It's the best way to do it. Be as steady as possible. So we'll kind of give this like another. How long? What's your timer on?
4:37.
Give it like another minute or so, and then we'll wrap this up. I'll have to explain the next location because we're going to be doing that crazy experiment. I named her Jackie because the pirate story, there was a pirate named Jack, and I thought Jackie was a boy, so he was coming, she was coming around all the time, so I just started calling her Jack, and then Jack became pregnant. So I was like, oh, now your name is Jack.
That's finding me everywhere I go.
No, she's always around here. Always around here.
She worried me going to the road.
Oh, she knows me. Like, she actually, I'll see her over on Pinckney Street, like, where we started, because people will leave, like, food out for her over there, and that kind of thing.
I don't have any orbs, just stupid light.
Yep, that light flare is there on purpose.
I have 52.2 earlier.
Where?
I was just standing here.
Okay. Just stand there continuously, because that almost feels like it would be part of the electrical lines.
Maybe this.
It's not going to go that high.
36.3. Wow.
I'm going to write them down, just because, again, this isn't a space where I was used to measuring the results. We are on sidewalks. I don't see any parking meters nearby. 5236. Yeah, Mandy, see if your device is doing anything either. Where was your phone?
I feel like you left me.
You left me?
I have nothing.
Yeah, test your phone. So just keep your phone next to it, turn it on, turn it off, you know what I mean? Let's just see if it spikes up that high again. It could have more than likely been your phone, because your phone will go that high. Alright, camera folks, let's go ahead and hit those stop buttons. Let's give your hands a break. 107?
No, power line.
I'm guessing it was your phone. Yeah.
Wait. My phone's not even picking up anything.
And ladies that cannot hear me, once we get you guys underneath the spirit boxes, so you're going to have a family member, in the event that you are too loud, tap you on the shoulder. So that means you're going to quiet down a little bit. When you guys get underneath these things, don't forget to say what you hear when you hear it. So just put this on the thin part side, and then you have two ear holes.
Are you going to regret it if you don't? You don't want to?
Are you nervous? What are you nervous about?
I don't know. Of the unknown? You're just fear of the unknown? You're just going to listen for words and
That's
say
it.
them.
I'm just saying.
That's stressful. Okay. Do you not want to do it?
It's up to you.
Make the decision now.
If you want to,
I want you to decide.
no, I don't want to.
Okay.
Either
For whoever he chooses is fine.
Okay. And again, we can pass it right off. That's fine. So
You sure?
you want to
I will if you don't want to.
do it.
You sure? You're not going to regret it?
Alright, you guys swap devices. Which is weird because you haven't listened to this spirit box. So you had a minute or two before, right?
I did.
Alright, perfect.
There's music in the background.
Right. So as you hear it, you're going to say it. So this will be your blindfold, obviously. You figure yours out. That's good. Now you already know the cues, but when we're done, I'm just going to tap you on the leg. Take off your own gear. I will never touch you. Okay, so that's kind of the whole mentality behind this. You're going to be seeing images inside of your view box. So if you've never done this isn't like Jurassic Park eat your face off kind of pictures. So anyway, let me see that so I can get it started. So this is going to be, you're going to have a rotating galaxy like off in the distance, and every once in a while a picture will show up in front of the galaxy. I put the galaxy there, it does move. You don't need to look for images in the galaxy. It's literally going to look like a photograph or a piece of art. You know, I never know what's actually going to show up. Just describe briefly what you see, because these two ladies can't hear you, so you'll be talking over them. 3 people, bench, tree. Keep it nice and simple. If they're not saying much, I will ask you probing questions. Other than that, keep it nice and simple. Just look straight ahead. There's a focus. It's right here, so you'll be able to turn that dial in case it's out of focus for you. And so remember, as you hear it, say it. Don't forget that. shoulder. When we're done, tap it on the leg. So go ahead and blindfolds on, and then put your headphones over top of your ears, and turn your volume up loud enough to where you can't hear me. I'll ask a few probing questions to make sure you can't hear me. Since you've never used this before, I'm just going to get started for you. Again, you might not get any images. Oh, who knows? What the galaxy's going to look like.
Okay.
So it's just stagnant. It's just there so you don't fall asleep in complete darkness. How that happen?
My name's Angela.
Get your focus is right above, in between your eyebrows. Henry Timroff, if you're here, I need you to give us something about your occupation.
Love you
please.
anymore.
Can you give us something about your job? You're using the blue box. Give us some images if you want.
I'm not seeing it.
It'll line up with you.
Okay.
Just give us a second.
Okay.
You're still in complete blackness in like 5 seconds. Let me know. Is it completely black in there?
Yeah, I'm seeing a flash right here. Just a.
Okay. Yeah, something's not right. Go ahead and peel that off. Should be some black. We'll turn the phone off. And the flashing the people who's watching. Henry,
Now I'm
your job, please. What did you do for a living?
I don't have any idea on
Probably needed to do so. Again, look at the dial. Okay, Henry. By the way, we started what, about a minute ago? About 11:10. Henry,
later.
we're not coming back later. Henry, give us something about your occupation, please. Jason, might have to have you remind her to, as she hears it, because she hasn't said anything yet. Henry?
Black.
Henry? If you're here, we're asking about your job. Can you tell us what your job was? If somebody else is here with you, you got to let us know so we can address them directly.
Great.
I'm seeing a fort.
Okay? Any particular type of fort? Obviously military, but
It's military. It's
Gift-
quite
a
large.
gift from God.
okay. Henry, are you trying to go straight to your work about what you wrote about? Can you tell us the theme of your work? You see the fort. Obviously, Brenton, you're looking for the word war on yours, based on the
Even
question.
if you don't have a lot of easy.
Henry, did you bring somebody else here with you? Is there anything else that stood out about that fort?
It was just black and white. And,
Like a photograph?
yes.
Okay.
Very strange.
It was very vivid.
Henry, let's talk about that work of yours. What did you write about? You don't want to tell us what you did. We already know that answer. I was just trying to verify that you were here.
Stop.
I'm not stopping yet. Too early. You know we do this for 10 minutes. Henry, what did you write about? Can you tell us? I know there's some people walking by. It's a crazy Friday night out here. Let's go something off the cuff. I have. Yeah, let's ask a question I haven't asked before in real time. What's our weather right now?
I believe in.
What's our weather right now?
I'm seeing roots, like a
Crap
plant
that comes on that.
starting to grow.
Can't even find a type who that could possibly be relatable to. Henry,
Big.
let's just make casual conversation. What's our weather?
Something's my mind.
Sometimes it's hard to understand them because they can't hear themselves speak. Henry, let's move on. Let's go back to your work.
Roofing.
You're known for a very specific page of your work. Can you tell us what that's called?
Ronald McDonald.
If he knows who Ronald McDonald is, and he's from the Civil War era, I'll be impressed. Henry, what's the name of your last page that you wrote? We have a nickname for it here. Can you tell us what it is? I know you know what it is.
Another one.
Another one what? Not sure where you're going
Running.
with. Did you say running?
On their way back.
Mandy's really struggling.
Name.
You tell us your name. How about that?
Feel it.
Henry, we've been under about 6, almost 7 minutes already. Any other words being coming up for us at all? Numbers? Anything going on with the EMF meters?
I had Wes,
West, like W-E-S?
but Victory?
Henry, not really a whole lot going on here at all. Let's try to get some images coming out. Can you maybe show us something specific relevant to your work? Any of your writing, your illness, anything that dealt with your work?
Video broadcast service.
Henry, we're running out of time. Trying to make things easy for you.
West.
It says no.
Weapons.
No West?
It says
Beautiful.
Henry, what kind of weapons are we talking about?
Why?
Program.
Mine.
Henry, what kind of weapons did you have?
3.
Did you have your own weapons? I can't imagine a man of poverty had his own weapons back then.
Pray.
Henry, can you show us an image of one of your weapons? Yeah, Mandy's really struggling in there.
Listen.
We're trying to listen. You're not giving us much.
Dad and Julia.
Nowhere.
Running.
Second time she said that.
I'm seeing a car.
I just woke up.
What time era is the car from?
It almost looks like a limousine,
Source?
like 30s, 40s.
That makes sense. Not to Henry's story. Mary, if you're here, can you give us something else, a little bit more specific? Like your first name? That'd be great. Because we're going to be wrapping this one up. I know we didn't come talk to you tonight.
River Avenue.
And Mary, you can throw us another
It
image.
says her.
What's it say?
Her.
Like
Through
H-E-A-R-D?
the window.
H-E-R.
Mountains.
Of her. married. I know we didn't come visit you tonight, but it's Friday. You know I don't come visit you on Fridays. I tell that story on that corner over there with that crazy voice recorder that Micah had. And it's a murder mystery in 1933.
World
You guys can-
responsibilities.
So now you can see where his 1930s car is a little bit exciting.
Infertility.
Infertility. Wow.
Worked for an hour.
She's just diarrhea of the mouth over here. She's like God and Julia and death. Like she's kind of like the Shakespearean poetry going on over here. To whoever's here, we are going to wrap this up. Can you tell us good night?
Competition.
That's what they did to me the other
Think
night.
about me.
Dr. Ladd also shows up around here because his house is around the corner. I actually had clues from all three of them the other night, and I couldn't decipher who was truly here. But the 1930s car probably has the most intriguing piece of it.
And there was a Ford, right?
3 to 7.
What'd she just say?
3 to 7.
Are you?
Timron died at age 38. So I was like, thought at first she said 337. Alright, to whoever ghost is here, you got 3 seconds. Going once,
Years.
going twice. What did she just say?
I feel good about the situation.
That's our time. Let's go ahead and tap these ladies out. Micah, go ahead and peel that thing off your face. So, Jason, you can go ahead and tap her on the knee for me. Get her out of there. Let's see what images you have. Nobody get up, so nobody get up just yet. Sometimes the new moonlight can be a little. Are you okay over there? Yeah, it takes a minute. Don't be a baby giraffe as well now. Alright, so we're going to take a look at these images that Micah was seeing. So we're going to gather on real tight, and then I'm not real confident that we had a whole lot of anything going on with this.
Weird.
Yeah, it's definitely weird, especially considering he jumped right in.
Big roach. You should have heard her. Man, she was just going nonstop. You said like one word about every minute and a half.
It was like somebody turned the radio station.
And that's what it is.
She was
That's exactly
clicking,
what it is.
pap, 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 pap. So somebody was going through her with something.
Well, she's also listened to it for 2 hours prior to
Oh, I
this.
see. Yes,
so the
first time she
practice
did
is
it.
coming into play.
Yeah.
So here's his fort that he just saw. I'm going to be honest. This reminds me of the fort down in St. Augustine. If you guys have ever been down there, was it at Castillo de something? I can't remember what that is exactly. So again, you guys can gather around. I know it's really hot, but these don't get any bigger. I can only zoom in. It's somewhat interesting because I was asking about this man's work he did right about the war. And by the way, you guys aren't going to get the full story tonight. There's 2 on the end. So I'm interested in that, but not super. He wasn't lying, but this is roots in a cemetery. I don't know if you caught the headstones in the background, but there are headstones in the background of that picture. So it is an interesting piece. It's almost a metaphor of their roots are in the cemetery. So kind of an interesting one. I like it. I don't know about 30s.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a.
I'm going to say probably late 60s, early 70s on this one. It's an interesting piece. So here's his limo that he saw. He said it may have been from the 1930s. And I'll run a Google lens on this to see if they can identify the front grill of this to kind of see if it'll match it up. But I'm going to say late 60s, probably to mid 70s even, that's going to pop up out of this guy. But again, that's what I was hoping was going to come up was from something from the 1930s. It might be. Who knows what Google lens will find. Did you see that?
No.
So this must have popped up as we pulled the device off. So that'll happen sometimes. This looks like a basement. So I'm being really particular. It kind of looks like the basement of the old Provost dungeon that we have here in Charleston, if I'm going to compare it to anything. Do we have anything that I feel super confident of saying that this was a success? I do not, at least at this point. But you guys can see where sometimes we had a super silly answer. I said, we're going to wrap it up. And you said, I feel great about that situation. But again, the whole point of this experiment is to have fun with it. Yeah. To wrap it up. Yeah. And I've had, I'll be honest, because we were talking about a poet. And sometimes you guys will say out of those spirit boxes, give me some recognition or show me appreciation. And I'll actually read a stanza of his poetry and then things will start to pick up. But I don't do it until he asks for it. So where your volume is, Mandi, because you're using the one that's recording, there's a button right next to the volume. click it the opposite direction so it turns your machine off. That way we know the last 10 to 12 minutes of this came from this session. Overall, I'm going to say high end of a below average night. And that's just an overall consensus. Who knows what the hell I'm going to find when I get back to the office. I've seen another day miss everything.
Exactly.
Kind of mentality. I've seen it happen. So here's what's going to happen once we all part ways. I'm going to go to the office. I check in all of your tickets, start setting everything up. Once I check in your tickets, the 3 people that I got a text earlier get an auto text of hey, if you want to leave a review, here's a link for Google. A couple hours later, probably between 2:30 and 3 o'clock, you're going to get another text that's going to be me typing it out saying, hey, team of Friday's investigation, here's what I found, here's a focus, but here's the link, and it'll stay on my website for an entire year. It's all downloadable, so that way you don't have to keep revisiting my website to go back and look at your data. Videos go to YouTube, audio pieces will be MP3s, all of my notes with links, copy them into a Word document, it brings the links with it, this way you don't have to keep revisiting the site, because I do keep it up there for a year, and the newest tour of the month always goes on top of the previous. So today's the 14th, you're going to have 16 more tours buried on top of yours. Every report is between 8 to 12 pages long. They can get pretty lengthy. Everything is, like I said, downloadable. There's also a field guide. If you don't know how to watch one of these cameras, by the way,